everybody, welcome back to Baseline Farms. My name is Jade. So we have been obviously so busy and my goodness, the weather has been so nuts. It has been, well, okay, so it was raining quite a bit. We've had so far, I want to say maybe 2 days, 3 days of really good weather. And but other than that, the weather has been crazy. It was windy, it was raining nonstop. There was so much rain that went through our property. And and I know we're supposed to get rain again. I guess another forecast of rain, 3 or 4 days of rain coming up, I want to say on Sunday. But I just wanted to give you a quick view of how the garden is doing. And so right here we have our red onions, and our red onions are doing so good. And then I just noticed right now that one of them is starting to flower. And then there's a huge weed right here that I thought was an onion. But yeah, so let me grab this weed. Huge. Holy moly. It looks just like an onion. I guess it's not an onion. Oh no, it's a weed. Maybe a little onion. No, it's a weed. So yeah, everything's doing really, really well. All of the carrots that I just, not the carrots, the spinach and the carrots that I just planted, those are popping up, which I was kind of worried that they weren't going to pop up because as soon as I planted them, the next day the rain came. So, but yeah, they're doing fantastic. So let me go ahead and show you how everything else is doing. Okay, so I haven't done anything to these beds right here, and it is so bright out here. I picked the brightest part of the day to do this vlog. Okay, so let me see. Yeah, so while it rained, I did a lot of inside stuff, gave myself a body wave. You know, once a hairdresser, always a hairdresser. You just can't stop. So let me show you how the spinach is doing. So look how good. My gosh, you guys. You know, had I not put this netting on, I don't think the spinach would have grown. And I'll give you a better look. I really need to weed this bed really bad. It seems like ever since the sun came out, you know, all of a sudden there's so many chores to do. And we have been outside cleaning up around the property and, you know, just picking up all that stuff. But let me give you a better look at how the spinach is doing. Look at that. Doesn't that look so good? It just looks so, so good. And then over there, right next to it, I don't know if you could see it, there's already we already have, I could see a couple little ones right there, some spinach seedlings popping up. I don't see any carrots yet. I planted carrots in that second row, but those carrots are doing really good. And yeah, I'm pleased with how everything else is doing in this garden bed. So that's exciting. Now I know for next year, I'm gonna do the exact same thing, but I'm just gonna fill up, you know, maybe probably 3 rows, and in between, I don't know, I'll plant some other things, but I really like this idea of planting, what is it called? Companion planting. So I'm really excited about doing that this year with the garden. So here is all the garlic, and the garlic is looking really good. Now I'm excited to do some garlic scapes, like try that out because I heard they're really good. And yeah, so I don't know, I've never done it before. This is the most garlic I've ever had, and so I'm excited to try that when the garlic scapes start to come out. I hope we get them. I think we get them on this hardneck variety, so we'll see. But they're doing so good. And then over here we have our lemongrass, and the lemongrass we just yesterday was my daughter's birthday. She turned 18. I cannot even believe it. But she wanted some lemongrass soup, but what she wanted was a red curry, a Thai red curry with lemongrass in it. So that's what I made her. And a big cookie. She didn't want a cake, she wanted a big cookie. So so this is another garden bed that I have not, you know, I just put the straw over at the top. And then here is our blackberry bush. Look how good that's doing. So I'm gonna have to do a trellising or figure out a way to trellis this up better, because you know, even though it says it's supposed to be, oh my goodness, there we go. Even though it says it's supposed to be a container variety, it's getting quite long. So I'm wondering if it's gonna be like a trailing type. So we'll see. But look at this kitty. Oh my gosh. This kitty does not know that these garden beds don't belong to him. And so, do you see this little guy? no matter what, he's always in here. He is not, I never see him in here unless I'm here. So he's always in the garden beds. Okay, so over here is our one lone cauliflower. Now it's not by itself. No, I just noticed that two little seedlings, you know, these were some seedlings that just popped up. But yeah, those just popped up. And so what I'm gonna do in this garden bed, because we do have some spinach right back there, but bug just flew into my head. But yeah, I don't know. The spinach I noticed is popping up back there. And so far everything's doing, except for the aphids that were eating on the cauliflower, everything was doing pretty good. I just felt like I wasn't planting it close enough. And I know now that what was eating the spinach in this bed was probably the birds, because I didn't have any netting over here. So that's probably exactly what was taking out the spinach. I just had no idea. Okay, so now over here we have all of our broccoli, and some of it just went to flower over there. So yeah, there's some of it. We've eaten quite a bit of this cauliflower, and I have allowed it to go to flower. It has attracted so many bees, and I really enjoyed that because, you know, having bees in the garden is always a good thing. So yeah, I just been kind of leaving them, and when they get too big and they start to die out, I just cut them and give it to the chickens, and the chickens seem to really enjoy that. So that is how the broccoli is doing. So now let me go and show you the carrots, and those, that's the garden bed that I harvested from, because I made some, what is it? Corned beef and cabbage. Oh, happy St. Patrick's Day. Okay, so over here, I had the celery. I did not pull out the celery. What I did was I just covered it with straw. And then I noticed it's growing. It's actually, it's looking pretty good. So I'm wondering if it was just because we just needed some sun and it just needed a little bit more time. So I was patient, I didn't pull it out, I let the celery grow. So now I'm excited to find out how it's gonna look, and then yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and plant some more different things. And the seedlings are doing pretty good. Now yesterday, because I've been hardening them off, and yesterday I left them out into the sun a little bit too long, and so they got a little sun scorched. I think that's what they call it. So they're out here right now, and what I did was I just put them right in the back of one of the pickup trucks that we're not using right now. And you know, because I didn't want to drag out a bunch of tables, and I guess I could have put it on that table right there, but you know, that works. I'll show you where I have them. So here is this garden bed, and this is full of the carrots, and I have some cabbage on the other side. Now unfortunately the cabbage was not ready to put in that stew tonight, the corned beef and cabbage stew, but it's okay. So many weeds, I just noticed so many of them. But yeah, these are how the carrots are doing, and so good. Everything's doing so well, it's so flavorful. And so let's see. This is my dad's little grass, the grass that he brought over to me, and oh, I don't see anything. I don't see anything. I hope I didn't kill it. But when I did put it in the dirt, it was kind of a wrong season for grass, because we're just getting into fall and the colder weather. Okay, so here we have our Myers lemon, and yeah, I don't see any new growth. I don't see any I don't see anything. All right, but that's okay, because at least the leaves are still hanging in there. Now if the leaves start to fall off, then I know that something's wrong. But that is how this garden's doing. Everything's doing really good. I just went through and I manicured a lot of our plants over here. And yeah, and then I'm gonna plant some peas. Did I tell you that already? I was gonna plant peas. Let me show you. I have these peas that I'm gonna start. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna go ahead and go and pop those in real fast. And then yeah, so these are called avalanche peas, and snow peas, I think they're called. And I got these from Johnny's Selected Seeds. Now I have a lot of peas, a lot of different variety of peas, but I thought it would look so pretty just to have a big trellis full of peas right here, because that's just going to be so exciting. And then I've been watching all kinds of videos on trellising, and I just want to do a bunch of them, like a bunch of little hooped, you know, alleyways or whatever you want to call them. All right, so what we have here are the avalanche snow peas, and this is a 60-day harvesting date. Let's see here. So they are okay in cool weather, so that's good. And it just says here, plant in early spring as soon as the soil can be worked. So I feel that, you know, our weather is starting to warm up, and I think we're gonna be okay to plant these peas right there. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and pop them right here in the soil. All right, so that's it. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and water them in, and those will be good to go. So I cannot wait to show you how those turn out. And then let me go and show you how the other little garden's doing with all our onions and our, I think our garlic. Okay, so I still need to fix the irrigation in this garden. I can't even turn on the irrigation because I broke that pipe. Such a bummer, gosh. And it's deep, and then it rained, so the more mud got into the hole, but that's okay. I better dig it up now before the soil gets super hard. But yeah, so the skunk is so back. He's so back. Oh my goodness. So I covered up the hole. We didn't get to put gravel down in the feed barn in that tack room because I wanted to have John bring the tractor to, you know, tractor it over. So we didn't put it on any gravel in there, but I did cover the hole up. And then I came back the next morning, and there's 2 more holes. One in the middle of the barn, like right, because the concrete is lifted up a little bit. And so, yeah, he dug a hole, and then one on the very side. Oh, and then one over here in Bella's stall. My gosh. So yeah, he showed me. I can't believe that. Okay, so here in the little garden, everything's looking fantastic. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to take out these garden beds. I've just been weeding in here and stuff like that. But I can't wait to take out these garden beds so that way I could do, you know, those rows. And then I really like the look, because I started doing this little stone walkway, and I really like the look of that. And after I figure out how I want to do the walkways, I think I might just do a little stone pathway. It's kind of cute. We have so much stone. It's just, you know, leftover stone, so we kind of kept it just in case for like projects like this. But yeah, that's how this little garden's done. Oh, I didn't even show you. Okay, so let me show you. So here are all the red onions doing fantastic. And then over there is the garlic. So good. And then I'm also going to plant some dahlias. I bought some dahlia bulbs. Oopsie daisy. And I think I'm going to plant some dahlias in here because, you know, this is where I want to put my cut flower garden. So here is some yellow onions, and then I have some more mixture of red onions over there in the center, and then yellow onions over there in the very back. And then over here I have some white onions, and then a mixture of white onions and red onions, along with some green onions right back there. So everything is doing so good. I have I kind of pulled out some strawberries from one of the containers, and so I'm gonna find a spot for some strawberries, and I think I might put some of them in a big garden and just put them on the corner of the garden beds, because I thought that would look so stinking cute to do that. And then our chickens, they're doing so good. So our chickens are free range after 2:30. We just open it up and they kind of go around the whole entire property. They don't get into the garden beds or anything like that, like the flower beds that I have here. All my succulents, I have a succulent bathtub right there, And then I have like containers, so they don't go through the front porch. Our dogs kind of keep them away from that. And our garden is all fenced up, so they don't go there. And they just have so much room to free range. So yeah, our chickens are all free range. They have a little chicken coop that they sleep in, and then in the daytime I let them out into their little pen area. And then after 2:30, then I let them out to go all over the place. And they love it. And the eggs look so good. But let me show you, look at these tulips. Look at that. How awesome is that? I cannot wait. So what I did was I flanked our little driveway with these wine barrels, and I put these tulips in it. So I cannot wait to see how those tulips are gonna look. Plus, I put the tulips in front of our garage as well. So these containers right here, so all these 3 containers right here all have tulips. And then I have some Christmas trees right here. Now these trees, I have not put them in the garden because they had, when I got them from the nursery, they had a bit of a fungus on it. So I sprayed them, and I don't want to infect my other trees in the garden, so they're out here. But that's how everything's going. The pond is so full, and it was so nice to have the rain, but we're ready. Oh look, as soon as I said no chickens get into the garden bed, this one right here decides, you see that? She decides she's gonna jump up in there. But oh yeah, let me go show you the that skunk. That stinking skunk. My goodness. I don't even know what to do. And you know, in another video I said I don't even smell him. I smell him now. He lets me know that he's there. Last night I smelled him really good. And yeah, oh, my buggy's back. So my buggy wasn't working too well, and we had to bring it back home. So John figured it out. Something was wrong with the battery cable. It wasn't connecting or something like that. So all right, so here we go. Let me show you. Do you see that? So yeah, burrowing in there, and then there's another spot. So then here is our feed room. So he's burrowing in here, but I covered it up. He dug another hole right in there, but I covered that up. And then and then back in this corner on the other side of the barn, he's digging another hole. And then way back in there, there's another hole. Way back in there, you can barely see it. But yeah, there's another hole right here in another stall. So yeah, so that's what we're dealing with. Come on, buddy. Is that stinking skunk. Like, he showed me, he was like, you know what, you want to plug up my hole? I'm gonna make many more. So let me show you how the seedlings are doing. So this is where I'm keeping them. And normally I would put them on a table, but this kind of worked out fine. And you know, I just kind of put them on the back of this little toolbox here. And yeah, they're getting ample amount of sun. So right now they've only been out here for about 15 minutes or so. And then I'm just gonna put them back inside in just a few minutes because I don't want them to get scorched or burnt or die or anything like that. But that is how everything is going on the farm. Everything is doing really well. The weather is turning out really nice, but like I said, we're gonna have some rain coming up soon. I do have a bunch of straw that I want to set down in Bella's stall, and I do need to put, you know, some new wood chips with the chickens because we are getting our new chicks on the 26th. So I'm so stinking excited because who doesn't like baby chicks? I love baby chicks. And man, in the feed store, they told me that they can't even stay on top of the baby chicks. They said that the baby chicks are going like hotcakes. So yeah, I'm glad I ordered them. I'm glad I got my order in. So I'm so excited. And I was thinking I wanted to get, they didn't have any chickens that are called, I think they're called Easter eggs something, where they give off these Easter egg colored eggs, green and blue. So I wanted to get a few of those. So I don't know, we'll see. We'll see maybe once I pick up my chicks, if they have some of those chicks, then I'll pick up some of those too. But yeah, so that's how it's going. So I think that's pretty much it. I mean, just A little cleanup around the farm. Oh, let me go and show you the pond. The pond is so full. I still need to figure out how I'm going to store the baby chicks though. The pond is so full, so I'll just give you a quick look at the pond. It looks so beautiful. I love it when the pond is full. And it's been so long since we've seen the pond this full. And this is not a natural pond. Well, it's a man-made pond, but it was just where the water would settle, so they dug it into a pond. But yeah, let me show you how full it is. Look at that. Oh, I love it. It's so nice. And the frogs. You know it's spring when the frogs are mating because there's so many frogs out here. And when you hear them at night, oh, it just sounds so glorious. It just sounds so pretty, like music. But yeah, that's how everything's doing. The pomegranates are doing really good. My cherry tree is starting to blossom. Yeah, all the trees are starting to blossom. It's so, I love this. I love this season. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. So thank you for hanging out with me. Take care, be safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.